Hey everybody, Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net and paulturnerspeaks.com. Back again with my guest, Stephanie Stenger, right here. And she is the coordinator.
Program and retreat coordinator at Life for Youth Camp.
At Life Youth Camp. And if you didn't catch our first video, which is about tips for booking a retreat at a facility, and that link will be up here somewhere, so you can click on that and watch that if you want. And then this one here is going to be about, once you have all that done, you've booked the facilities, all that, gotten staff and all that stuff. But then the question is, talk about our strategy. Now, we have a weekend that I'm at right now called Supermodel Weekend. And that is a theme that we came up with to invite kids from various communities who want to come to this weekend to be a part of it. And so we are going to talk through our process of the creation process of putting together maybe the 3 things that we think are most important when developing a retreat to invite kids to. So, Steph, what did we come up with as our first big thing that we talked about that was kind of important to a retreat?
First most important part was the actual theme. What are we going to call the weekend? We need scripture to back it up and the ability to have a biblical message to speak to the kids. And it's got to be something that the kids are passionate about right now. While I love some old themes that we've used 20 years ago.
Yes.
You need something new and fresh and something that is going to pop out right now at that kids. If there is a movie that's upcoming that is going to be popular, take a spin off of that movie. Something that they are going to get the feels about.
Absolutely. And I think too, we usually start once again, this process a year in advance.
We do.
So that you can advertise it to the kids that are in summer so that they can be able to come for the retreat in the winter. And so once again, coming up with a good theme, this particular one is, like I said, supermodel. So that leads us then, once you have the supermodel part, which ours is based on, it's 1 Timothy 4:12, I believe, yes?
Yes, it is.
About being an example, being a model. What does it mean to be a supermodel? So that everything then, we go to our second point here about planning a retreat. Not only do you have to have a good theme, you have the good tie-in, you have the base scripture that you want to get across, which you don't have to complicate things. It's just one scripture. You're just trying to drive home one thought, and that is be a supermodel, be an example. Which then says, once you've developed that, what is our second thing that we try to drive home?
The next part is then the activity part that you really need to build off of your theme if possible. So, for the supermodel theme, we were like, we're going to get these kids to walk a catwalk.
Yes.
I mean, that's what supermodels do,
rock stars.
And it was fun. They were balancing books on their heads and, spoons on their nose and things along that line to walk and balance on this little itty bitty beam on the catwalk with distractions going on around them. It's just a fun game, and it's something for them to remember.
Absolutely. So having all those little bits there, having the games, the activities that tie in with Supermodel, that deal with image, that deal with cameras. I mean, we did a lot of stuff with decorations.
We did, absolutely.
A red carpet.
Props for them to put on and take selfies with the selfie booth.
And that leads us to the third part here, which, by the way, is creating what? Memories?
Absolutely. Things
memorable, making your camp memorable.
Not forget, and they're going to want to go to your next weekend that you have in a year because they had so much fun. Campfire time was great importance. We also had some other activities that we did outside that had nothing to do with the weekend, where they were able to go and play paintball and ride the go-karts and climb the rock climbing wall.
Right, everything doesn't have to be...
Nope.
Every activity does not have to dovetail into the complete theme. If you have other things, like you're going to do a dodgeball tournament or a lip sync night or all those things that we've done here, it doesn't have to be. In fact, sometimes taking a break from the theme gets kids thinking about something else, and then you bring them back into the theme during service times, during some of the game times.
It is good to have breaks, because if you're sitting in a quiet room just watching the person in front of you talk, that's going to make the kids fall asleep, and it's going to be a very forgettable retreat.
Exactly.
You got to get them up and get their wiggles out and create some memories.
Exactly. And so those are our tips, guys. If you're planning a retreat, first of all, you can always check out lifeyouthcamp.com. Links in the description. They have great facilities. They have great planning. They have great all the stuff that you need to pull off a great retreat down here in South Florida. So I would encourage you to do that. But if you have other questions about retreats, things like that, please leave some comments down below. We would love to hear from you guys and answer your questions. And of course, maybe you might need a retreat speaker. I'd like to just say that I am available to be able to do that, because I love doing this. This is my 6th year doing this down here at the camp, but I've also been speaking during the summer. This will be my 17th year maybe coming up. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm good, I'm just saying I have a lot of practice. So
I'll say he's good.
I just have a lot of practice. You're getting a much perfected, I've worked out all the bugs, let's say that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being part of the community. And thank you to Miss Stephanie for coming on and sharing your ideas and thoughts with us.
Absolutely, anytime.
All right, we'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll talk to you later.